Good morning, students. How are you? I hope you all people are well. So, today you can see we are going to start a new lesson of English grammar. The topic is verbs. I think you all people know what is verb, and we will also talk about the other types of verbs, or you can say the kinds of verbs, that is finite and non-finite. First, we have to understand what is verb. All the action word, the words that shows some action, okay, that is called verbs, like read, go, come, study, help, like that. But there are two kinds of verbs. First one is finite and the second one is non-finite. We'll talk about these types in this video, so please watch this video up to the end, and after watching it is better to read your grammar book once and then you should do exercises. Okay, so now let's start. First we'll talk about finite verb. They agree with the subject of the sentence in terms of person and number and also show tense. So this is the first kind. Those verbs which have to be agreed, which have to be in agreement with the subject. So those verbs are finite verbs. So there is a rule that if subject is I, so there must be am. If the subject is you, then the verb would be are. Just like that, if the sentence is in present tense, so you can say she calls, and when the sentence is in past tense, so you can say she called. So according to the number, as well as according to the person, and as well as according to the tense, the forms of the verbs are changed. So those verbs which change its shape or its form, that is called finite verb. I think you understood. Example sentence: she calls her brother by a strange name. So she calls, the subject is she, and that is third person singular. But when the subject is changed from she to I, you can see the forms of the verb is changed from fifth form to first form. So in case of third person singular, she, he, and any name, or it, this, that, like that. So in case of singular, third person singular, we should use, or we always use fifth form of the verb. But in case of first and second person, we are using the first form only. I call her, you call her, we call her, they call her, like that. So I think it is clear. So now whenever anyone is asking about finite verb, you can easily explain that what is finite verb. Then next we'll talk about non-finite verb. So they are not governed. So the previous one, finite verb, was governed by the subject, rules of subject verb agreement. Subject verb agreement means what? According to the subject there must be a verb. If the subject is she, the verb would be calls. If the subject is I, the verb would be call, we call, they call, but he calls, she calls, Rehan calls, Sultan calls, like that. So that is called subject verb agreement. Okay, and non-finite verbs don't follow, they are not governed by rules of subject verb agreement. Example sentence, you can see, sending the child home is not a solution. Okay, is not a solution to the problem. So sending the child, so here sending is non-finite verb. Why? Because there is no effect of any subject verb agreement. Okay, there is no, you can see, in if the sentence is in past, so sending would be sending. Okay, so sending here, it seems that sending is the fourth form of the verb, but it is not so. Okay, we'll talk about it later, that what kind of finite verb it is. Okay, so non-finite verbs are having, they are also of three types. Okay, so sending the child home is not a solution to the problem. Another forms you can see, to write with both the hands at the same time is a very difficult task to write. So here to write is non-finite. Again, and that is called infinitive. That is called infinitive. To write is called infinitive. So 2 plus v1, that is the form of infinitive. And the next example is, a rolling stone gathers no moss. Here also you can find ing verb, and that is also non-finite, and here it is working as an adjective. Okay, so we'll talk about it later, that there are three types of non-finite verbs. So just complete this video. Okay, you have to watch this video up to the end to understand properly. Yes, you can see kinds of non-finite verbs. How many kinds? There are three kinds of non-finite verbs. First one is gerund, and second one participle, and third infinitive. So I have already told you that yes, to write with both the hands, to write is here infinitive. Okay, so what is gerund? The gerund is a verb with the ending ing. Yes, the first example which was there, which is also used as a noun, since it is not bound by tense, number, or person of the subject. It is a non-finite verb. So sending, going, coming, helping, these are not having any kind of effects of number, tense, or person, and that's why that is called non-finite, because it does not take any effect of tense, number, or person. That's why. Example: perspiring helps to control body temperature. Perspiring here is working as a subject of the verb help. So perspiring or sweating helps to control body temperature. So here perspiring is working as a subject. Now, I don't like traveling, I don't like singing, I don't like dancing. So in all these sentences you can find that that is working as a direct object, after like, that is object. So here it is working as an object. Next example is, her favorite pastime is sleeping. My favorite hobby, my hobby is playing cricket, like that. So in this case we can see that here sleeping, or my hobby is that, or my favorite pastime is that. So in this case these are not the object. You can't say that they are object. Yes, they are complement. So the question here is, what is complement? How can you differentiate from an object and complement? So you can see, in case of object, there after the verb, those word after the verb you can see, I don't like traveling. So here like is verb, and after that verb traveling is there. So in case of object, the work is completed on object. But here in this case, in the complement, these are the words which completes the meaning of the sentence. Her pastime, okay, her pastime is sleeping. Here the verb is, but it's not like it's not like the verb like, okay, like, or control, like. Okay, so is here as an helping verb, and sleeping is not a verb. Here it's a gerund, and gerund is working as a complement of that sentence. Complement means that completes the meaning of any particular sentence. Done. Now we'll talk about infinitive. The infinitive, which has the form 2 plus v1, that is already told you. The form is 2 plus v1, and always use the v1 after 2, because many students don't know the rule, that they are using second form or the third form after 2. That is absolutely wrong. You must know that the form of infinitive is 2 plus v1. Now, names and action, and is not governed. Why it is names and action is there? Yes, the infinitive names or shows the action and is not governed by the subject. Here also, in this case also, they don't change its form in according to subject, number or tense. That's why that is called non-finite, and that's why infinitive. That is infinitive, not finitive, infinitive. Example: to reach there is a difficult task. To reach there is not easy. To reach there is like going to hell. Okay, so to reach is working here as a subject. I like to take photographs on a vacation. I like to drive your bike. I like to take the morning morning meal, or you can say breakfast. Okay, so I like to take. So here to take is working as an object of the verb like. And the third example you can see. The third example is, did you ask him to come? Did you ask him to come? So here to come is working as a complement. Do you ask him to come? So that completes the meaning. That's why complement. We are very eager to meet him. We are very eager to meet him. Here also to meet is working as a complement. The basic thing is that you must understand that infinitives form 2 plus v1. That's all, and we have to use it in our daily daily life. We can use the infinitive because it makes the sentence so simple. Okay, so making a simple sentence, infinitive is very important. Now there is another type of infinitive that is also very important to know, that bare infinitive without two. The verbs or the infinitives without two, that is called bare infinitive. The infinitive form of the verb without the two is referred to as the bare infinitive. For example, the teacher saw me run to the class. Saw me running, that is also correct, but saw me running, that would be the gerund over there. But here the teacher saw me run, that is bare infinitive. Let her go if she wants to. So let her go. So basically we have to understand that if the verb is in the first form and they are using just after the object, okay, generally they are bare infinitive. Like, see, the teacher saw me run. The teacher didn't want, okay, no, sorry. The teacher saw me run to the class and let her go if she wants to. So in both the cases you can see the verb v1 is used after the verb, okay, and they are without two, and that's why that is bare infinitive. Now we'll talk about participle. Participles are the past or present forms of the verb that perform various functions in a sentence instead of acting as verbs. Instead of acting as verbs. So they are not acting as a verbs, they are acting as something else. So what is that else? That is adjective. So participle works as an adjective. Example: this dancing girl seemed to float across the stage effortlessly. So then dancing girl, here you can see the girl is a noun and adjective always comes before a noun. So you can see the dancing girl. So here's dancing is working as a subject and that is working as an adjective. Next one, she gave a piece of cake to the crying child, a child who was crying. So crying child, here also you can see that for making a simple sentence participles are very important. So infinitives and participles both are used, okay. Both are used in making the simple sentences. We'll cover it in the next video. So she gave a piece of cake to the crying child, and yes, for present participle there is one rule, v plus ing, and for past participle v plus ed. That is the third form. That is second and that is not the third. Yes, that is the third form, ed, d, en, nnt. So these are the past participle. Yes, now this video comes to an end. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you all people have enjoyed this video and you must do your task. Okay, so thank you for watching.